Have you fallen into the autopilot trap? The world has been shaken, it's been rocked, it's been turned upside down and flipped inside out, and people are dazed and confused. People are desperately hoping that we will return back to normal. But things are different. Organizations have been shaken. Good people have been let go, leaving those that remain wondering, am I next? People are feeling out of control, and we've become reactive rather than deliberate, and we could be doing more harm than good. Life is full of trials and challenges for everyone, but it is how we interact, the choices that we make in those moments, that will pave the way for the future. You see, for me, 2003 was one of the toughest years that I'd ever faced. A business that I'd spent 5 years nurturing, growing and building and investing my time and energy into suddenly started to crumble around me. And as this business crumbled, my pride and joy, I started to see the whole world through a very negative lens. It was like somebody had taken an Instagram filter of negativity and put it over my eyes. I saw that the whole world was out to get me, and I entered this vortex of negativity. But the problem was, I was so wrapped up in the situation that I didn't understand, and I didn't realize how I was acting and behaving. I had moved into the mode of autopilot. I'd just become reactive. And it wasn't until a friend sat me down and said to me, Anthony, you're a really nice person, but you're so negative, nobody wants to be around you. Now you've got to understand that I was a people person. I loved being around people. I prided myself on being a really likable person. So this struck me to my core. This really hurt me and caused a shift inside my mind. It was like somebody had taken a switch and suddenly flipped it. You see, in that moment, I realized that the way that I acted, the way that I behaved, would have a direct impact on how others perceived me and how I would interact with each and every single day. And so from that moment forwards, I started to become very conscious about my behavior, very conscious about the way that I was interacting with the world. And I started to ask myself one simple question. I started to ask myself, how should I be turning up? By asking myself that question, I became conscious to every single moment, to every single interaction that I was going to have, because I had to check in with myself, look at what emotional baggage I was carrying, look at what stresses I was holding on to, and be very deliberate about letting them go and being very decisive about the person who I needed to be moving forwards. Now, the reason why I share this with you is because right now, more than ever, we need to become conscious in the way that we communicate. We need to become conscious in the way that we interact and the way that we behave each and every single day. As we start to come out of the mist, as we start to come out of the woodwork, once we're trying to rebuild those company cultures, we need to be very deliberate. And we need to start asking ourselves the question, how should I be turning up? And there are 3 places where you really need to be thinking about this. The first one is for yourself. When you wake up each and every single day, ask yourself, how are you turning up for you? Who do you need to be each and every single day so that you make the most out of that day, so that you start to take actions to move forwards, to rebuild and bring things back to some kind of normality? The second place whereabouts you need to be asking yourself this question of how should I be turning up is as you're about to move into the workplace, as you're interacting with your colleagues, as you're interacting with your clients in business. Ask yourself the question, how should I be turning up? Who do I need to be in that moment to be the most effective? And the final place that you need to ask yourself this question is at the end of the day. When you've spent the day rebuilding these company cultures, dealing with new situations as they arise, and you've pulled on the stress of the day, before you put that key in the front door at the end of the day, ask yourself the question, how should I be turning up? For your loved ones, for your family, for those people who care about you. Right now, more than ever, for us to get back to normality, for us to rebuild those cultures, we need to become conscious in the way that we communicate. And by just asking yourself the question, how should I be turning up? It will change the way that you interact moving forwards. It will change the way that you interact with each and every single day. So my question to you is this: how do you need to be turning up? My name's Anthony Lay. Thanks for watching. Take action. Create your story.